Hey guys, it's me, Pre, aka that Pokemon Boy, and today I'm going to be bringing you a couple of IEP replays. I tried to do both of them live, but actually no. This one that you're seeing first, that one I couldn't do live because it was on my phone. The second one, it was kind of late over here, so I decided not to record because otherwise I'll wake people up. But that's irrelevant really, so I don't know why I brought it up. This match is against the Blackthorn Rage, and the next one, Blackthorn Rage is coached by Zarya, and the next one is against the Pewter Pin Missiles, who are coached by Connor, and both these matches are important, because as it stands, in our conference, me, Zarya, and Connor, we're the three coaches with the best chance of making it to the playoffs. It's basically between our three teams. I am in the lead there slightly, but it's still not 100% that I'd qualify for playoffs. So, if I can beat either of these two, then I qualify. But if I can't, then we have an issue. Let me talk you through the team real quick. I brought Stoutland, who I picked up from free agents. I dropped Gerda, picked up Stoutland because I wanted... basically, I always planned on picking up Stoutland for Season 2. I was actually going to use it Season 1 if I didn't get Excadrill, and I didn't get Excadrill. But I wanted the fighting type, so I went for Gerda instead. But now I thought was the time to bring Stoutland back. Well, I say back, I never had it in the first place, but you know, now was the time to really bring Stoutland. So I brought it against Zarya. Hippowdon, because I need sand. I've got Tentacle as a spinner. Latias was going to be Life Orb, no, not Life Orb, Mega Latias with 3 attacks recover as usual. Choice Band Talonflame, and Scarfed Magneton. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I need Magneton as he leads Electros. I'm looking for the Volt Switch out. He doesn't have a ground type, so it's kind of safe. He goes red card though, and that surprises me. And Talonflame comes in, and he misses the Super Fang, which is unfortunate for him. I U-turn out, and I'm kind of happy he didn't Volt Switch that. I was scared when Talonflame got red carded in, and if he did go for the Volt Switch, which is what I thought he was going to go for, then I would have been in trouble, because that was a dead Talonflame in that case. But yeah, luckily he didn't go for that. And Super Fang missing does make a difference, don't get me wrong, but it kind of didn't, because it wasn't much he was going to, you know, I would have switched out Talonflame regardless, and he can't okay Super Fang. So that's not too big of an issue, although yeah, it does matter. I bring back the Magneton, because I was predicting him to go for the Volt Switch. Didn't take that as well as I wanted to. I thought I'd take that a lot better. He brings in the Latios, and I know I'm going to outspeed, so I go for the Flash Cannon, because I basically want to sack this thing off. I get the drop here, and he Calm Minds, and there's another bit of hacks. But this affects me more than it affects him. I know that's crazy to say, and sorry if you're watching. I'm sorry for saying this, but I think it did. Because I didn't need Magneton at this point. I only bought Magneton to trap Mega Metagross and Ferrothorn, and neither of them showed up. So I didn't need this Magneton really, apart from Volt Switching, and I didn't really need to do that because I had other plans for my win condition. So my idea here was, well, if I can sack off Magneton, no matter how many boosts you want to get up, if I can just sack off Magneton, Brave Red from this Okos this Latios outright. If he's at about 50 or under, I can probably kill him with a U-turn as well, and I know I'll outspeed unless he gets his speed boosted. So I was hoping I could just sack this Magneton, but because I got the speed drop, he can't then go, because I'd Flash Cannon again, he'd go to about 20, he'd get the Calm Mind up, but then I'd kill him with the next Flash Cannon, so there's no point in him staying in. I just clicked Flash Cannon because, like I said, I want to sack this thing. But I switched out here because there's no point in being locked into Flash Cannon if he's going to set up something, or like click, you know, some fancy moves. So that's why I went into Hippowdon, because I wanted Sands up as well. He Doom Desires and goes into the Starmie. I get Rocks up, knowing the Starmie could come in, and I was pretty sure he'd spin away here in that he wouldn't Scald, but I didn't want to take the risk, so I went back into Magneton, who wouldn't resist it, but, well, it would resist the Rapid Spin, but not the Scald. I know I can Volt Switch out here, but Doom Desire takes a hit. He switches out, goes into Rachi. That's fine, because I went for the Volt Switch, and he's at 66, and I'm thinking here, right, let's bring in the Latias. My Latias has got Shadow Ball, so I know I can do a lot of damage, and I thought this might kill from here, but it doesn't. It only does about 41, which isn't even too okay. I get the drop, which doesn't really make much of a difference. He icy wins and gets the speed drop. And here, obviously I take a bit of sand damage, he does it. He Moonblasts, and that only does 45. He gets the special attack drop as well, which is unfortunate. So maybe the hexes kind of balance out on each part. Not because, well, the speed drop is 100% anyway, but with this attack drop, it changes things because it means if I didn't get the attack drop, I could stay in and kill this thing with Shadow Ball, even after the Moon Blast, because that only did 45. But I can't stay in if I might not kill it, and I might not, so I kind of couldn't stay in, basically. I switch out, go into Magneton. He go for the Shadow Ball, kills my Magneton. I have no idea why he didn't go for Moonblast there. Unless he predicted the Magneton, in which case, yeah, that makes sense. Why also doesn't make sense to me is why he went for the Icy one first. I think he explained actually afterwards, though. It was to get the speed drop, which I can kind of understand. I guess, yeah. I bring in Stoutline in the sand, and I know I've got like a turn of sand left, so I just return kill this thing, and then I can switch out if I need to. And sand stops. He brings in the Togekiss, however, and I'm thinking, okay, I can 2-hit KO this thing. I go for the return, and he reveals the Aura Sphere, which I did not expect. It's not going to OHKO either, because it's not stab. And I return again. As he now brings in the Canine, and he gets the intermediate drop, and I know he's going to E-Speed, so I'm thinking, okay, Powder can come in and take this. No problems. And that's what I do. He E-Speeds, and I really would like to get Rocks up at this point, so I was pretty sure he'd go back into the Starmie, but he actually went Electros, as I managed to get the Rocks up. And I'm thinking, okay, what could he have that could really damage me? He just goes for the Super Fang though, and I went for Roar. I roar him into his Latios, and I'm thinking, okay, I can sack this thing with enough Santans left for Stoutland to go for the sweep, and yeah, that's what he does. He Dragon Pulses, which he uses over Draco Meteor, which is fine. I've done that once or twice as well. I go for the return, and I'm expecting the Arcanine here, and this is where we talked about it afterwards. He didn't know what Sandrush does. He knew that Stoutland gets Scrappy, and he knew that he gets Intimidate. He didn't see Intimidate, so he thought it would be Scrappy. But I'm not Scrappy, obviously, I'm Sandrush. He didn't see that, so he thought, oh, Starmie will outspeed and kill this thing, right? Obviously, it's not gonna kill us. I've got double speed. Return kills. And I think I said to him afterwards as well, regardless of whether Starmie kills there or not, it's more safe to go into the Arcanine and E-Speed. Because if I bring this Talonflame in, you can probably 3-hit KO it. Maybe 2-hit KO if you're lucky. I'm assuming he's got Volt Tackle or Wild Charge, whatever it is, to take that. So you're only really left with is the Latios, which is at a bad health anyway. But no, he sacked off the Starmie. Then he brings in the Canine, but it's too late at this point, I think anyway. Because I return. I'm going to move first. But actually, no, I'm not going to move first. I thought he'd E-Speed, but he didn't E-Speed. He went for the Flare Blitz, which kills as well. But this was good for me because it basically meant I got enough damage to the point where when he Flare Blitz takes a bit more. Talonflame can come in and kill both these. Ooh, that's highlighted. Sorry. Talonflame can come in and basically Brave Bad both these things, and that's what you'll see here. Brave Bad. Actually, I could have Flare Blitz and probably killed him as well. I mean, it doesn't make a difference. I just wanted Brave Bad in case he went for some sort of E-Speed. Again, I would have E-Speed there. And then Brave Bad, 2 resisted hit. I knew I'd kill that, and I knew even if I didn't kill that for some reason, I've got that yes in the back. GG's Oreo. With that, we qualified for playoffs, which is very good, and I was very happy at the time. I still am happy about that, actually. Because that's important. If we can qualify playoffs, I know it doesn't seem very early, like week 8, week 9 out of 10 to qualify for playoffs. That seems a bit slow, doesn't it? Well, it's not, because there's so many good teams, and obviously with 20 games, it's not as easy, and not everyone played all of their games, so people had enough games in hand where theoretically they could catch up. Now, it wasn't about probability, it was no matter what I do, I have qualified for playoffs. With that in mind, you may think that the next game against, let me just go to team preview, yep, there. You may think that the next game against Pewterpin Missiles wasn't as important. You'd be wrong, because if I beat Connor, that will mean I win the conference. And if I can win the conference, I'm guaranteed to finish at least third in the league standings at the end of the season, which would mean I could draft for next season. I'll be either in the first place spot, second place spot, or third place spot for the draft. We're gonna snake it, but that's not important. It just basically puts me in the top 3 for the league, which is where I wanted to be honest, from the start. I brought the same team I brought against him last time, which I don't think he was expecting. But I changed it around. I basically thought, right, he's going to expect me to go overload on the Absol again. Why don't I get Fortress in, stack up hazards, and then I've got Time Flame to sweep anything that's physically not very bulky, and Latier has to sweep anything that's not especially bulky. That was my plan. He leads Sharknado, which is his Garchomp. I lead Fortress. He gets his rocks up, and I'm like, bombshell. Did not expect that. He brings in the Espeon as I go for the Rapid Spin, and he gets Light Screen up as I go for the Gyro Ball. Switches out, goes in the Chomp. I went for the second Gyro Ball. I've got no reason to switch out here, to be honest. I wasn't scared of the Fire Blast because I didn't think he'd have it on like a lead Garchomp. He brings in the Intimidate Gramble as I go for the Spikes. I didn't think he'd bring Espeon. Here I'm thinking, okay, he might bring Espeon, and that's what he does. That's why Espeon actually dies to the Spikes, but I was going to switch out into the Magneton anyway. As he brings in the Thunder Rush, reveals the Focus Blast. He misses, which is unfortunate because I've got the HP Rock. But that doesn't do a lot. It's like a 5-hit or 4-hit KO. But I've got the Sturdy, then he has the Special Defense Rock, which doesn't make a difference. I go for the HP Rock. I don't know what happened here, and I think I said it in the chat to him as well. I actually clicked Flash Cannon, so I don't know why it switched me out into Latias. Luckily it switched me out into Latias and not something like Absol or Dandelion. You know, it switched me out to something that I take it. The crit is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. He dies to the Life Orb recoil. He brings in this, and I'm thinking, well, Psychic will kill. I didn't want to go into the... I thought he'd basically over-predicted. I thought he'd switch into Grand Ball here. Surely that's his best play if I'm going to Dragon Pulse. I didn't realise he'd want to sack this thing. And Psychic didn't kill. Yeah, I guess the Special Defense drop. It didn't kill. And Dragon Claw kills me. I forgot about screens. That's what we were talking about. I was like, specially defensive. And he's like, no screens. And then it actually went off the next turn. Well, that's fine. I bring Time Flame. U-turn gets the kill. As I go back into Fortress. And basically here, and we talk about this at the end, but here, all I need to do is get Grambled in a position where Time Flame can get it, or get Grambled in a position where something can kill it. These two I'm not worried about. These two Time Flame takes all day long. Unless this thing, because even if these two get speed boosts, well, if this gets speed boost, bit of an issue, but if this gets speed boost, that's not a problem because I've got Gale Wings Brave Bird. He Sleep Powders the Fortress. I thought he'd Seed. I didn't know if he had it. I didn't think he would anyway after he revealed the Sleep Powder. He switches out into the Pinsir, probably looking to set up. As I go into the Magneton, I realise that's not a good thing for me, so I go into the Florges. As he went for the Quick Attack without Mega Revolver, which is kind of clever. He returns and kills my Florges. I go into the Absol, and basically, here, we all know this. I think we all realised at the time. Well, I say all of us. I think Connor and Zario was watching as well, realised at the time. I was basically trying to just sack things off to get myself in a position where I could bring in the Time Flame. Because early on in the season, I was looking for differential. Now I'm not looking for differential. I don't care if I win the rest of my games 1-0 as long as I win them now. So, you know, I'm fine with sacking things off. Which probably makes this game a lot closer than it needed to be. Now I see the opportunity to go into Fortress because there's nothing dangerous. Goes into the Pinsir, take the loads. As I go into the Fortress, he sets up. I'm still asleep. He sets up again, and I said he should have roosted there because I woke up in a gyro ball thing. That was a bad call on his part. Okay, he seeds as I go for the secondary spikes, basically so Grandpa could die to the Brave Bed. I switched out and went into the Absol as he Giga Drains. Gets a lot back up. I Mega Evolve and go for the knockoff. As he bounces back my Sleep Powder, which means I get to kill this thing. But I go for the Swords Dance instead, Giga Drain, because I thought he might switch out. Didn't make a difference because all I needed to do was sack that thing off. As he brings back the Gramble, takes enough at this point. Brave Bed won't kill it from there. That's a 2-hit KO, I think. No, it isn't. It's 3-hit KO. Point is, here it kills. And, you know, Zario was saying in the chat that he was surprised to see me sack off the Absol. I sacked it off because this is the thing here, right? If I predict the switch, or if I switch, he predicts the switch. And he puts to sleep my Tampling. If he does that, this game suddenly opens up. It does. It just does. So I couldn't afford that, so I thought, let me just sack Absol, take the 3-0, that's fine. I'm fine with the 3-0. Okay, so basically it means I've got 3 games left. So having played 17 games, we've won, how many is that? 14 of them, which I'm pretty happy with. Differential will be 33 and 36. I think it's 36. I might be wrong. It might be 40. We'll check. But you know that, yeah. Soon, maybe even the same day this is going out, I will be showcasing the battle between me and Tops. That should be a live one actually. Then that'll then leave us with 2 games and then playoffs. But for now, that's it, guys.